KZ fam, I'm back with another video, and we're gonna be checking out why the Mahoraga is overpowered. Jujutsu Kaisen. We're gonna know more about this. Last video we did a Jujutsu Kaisen manga edits, and we saw this thing in the manga. So I want to know more about it. So that's why we're checking out this video right here. And y'all really, bro, y'all going crazy with that video right now. You know what I'm saying? I see that y'all enjoy the Jujutsu Kaisen manga edits. So if you're new to the channel, you're new to the content, make sure to hit that sub button, hit those likes, and turn on notification bell so y'all get notified whenever I drop a video. Y'all know that nothing is possible without y'all. So yeah, man, let's go.
Just how powerful is the Mahoraga, the big daddy of the 10 Shadows Shikigami, the implied killer of a 6-eyes Limitless user, and Ryomen Sukuna's favorite pet? And today,
Wait. Oh, that's his pet? Hold on.
Shikigami, the implied killer of a 6-eyes Limitless user, and Ryomen Sukuna's favorite pet. And today we're going over its feats, origins, and what its true power might actually look like. With a title like 8-handled sword Divergent Sila Divine General Mahoraga, you know this thing fucks, with the ability to adapt to all phenomena, and one of the only characters in the entire series to last more than a chapter against Ryomen Sukuna. The Mahoraga is easily among the strongest entities in Jujutsu Kaisen. Its adaptation is simply the icing on the cake. Its physical stats are exceptionally strong as well. One of the most overlooked feats of the Mahoraga is its speed. This thing is so fast that it is blitzing most characters in Jujutsu Kaisen. After launching Sukuna across the city in Shibuya, before he is even able to fully recover, it is directly in his face. Even Sukuna is shocked at how fast.
I thought it was his pet. Why are they fighting? Hold on. Okay, we're gonna find more.
This thing is. And not only is it physically fast, its reaction speed is busted too. This thing sword swiped a dismantle out of its way. And that dismantle was right on top of it before it even moved. And as if incredible reaction times and speed wasn't enough, the Mahoraga was able to see Sukuna's technique. The only other character in the series with a feat like that is Gojo Satoru himself. Jogo's little Mount Fuji mushroom head got slapped before he even knew what happened. And while Adaptation and Regeneration are OP, the Mahoraga's physical durability isn't a joke either. The Mahoraga not falling to pieces like a collapsed Lego tower from the first dismantle is more than you can say for most people in this series. As for the physical strength of the Mahoraga, well, Ryomen Sukuna is not the type of guy to let something punch him through 4 buildings. 15-finger Sukuna was able to withstand the first overhead, which tells me he should know the physical output of this thing. Although the next attack did have curse energy behind it, and he even preps for this attack and puts his little curse energy Yuji reinforced arm up. But when this thing slaps him, he is shocked at his strength. Sometimes he should take his own advice and put more curse energy into it next time. And if you need more confirmation of this thing overpowering him, he even says not bad after taking this hit. The Mahoraga, for however temporary it may have been, was overpowering the physical curse energy reinforcement of Ryomen Sukuna at 15 fingers. And I have seen some people say that Sukuna is not trying in this fight. This is simply not true. Sukuna is fully aware that Yuji is going to take over his body against.
He's smiling though. Sukuna is smiling.
And the only thing that Sukuna cares about on Earth, according to him, is Megami Fushiguro living. And if Yuji comes back during this, well, both he, Megami, and Yuji are all fucking dead. So I don't believe that Sukuna is so stupid that he would risk his life and the only other life he cares about. And he knows that Yuji is 100% willing to die to keep him from hurting people. And while he may not care about dying at 2 fingers, he was about to shit himself when Yuji was killed by Yuta later. And him being serious about killing this thing is reinforced by him pulling out Malevolent Shrine immediately. So while yes, 15-finger Sukuna is most certainly stronger than an untamed Mahoraga, do not sleep on this divine general. And if Sukuna did have another hidden technique that could instantly deal with this thing, why wouldn't he use it? And instead decide to use slashing attacks that it may have adapted to in his domain expansion, when immediately after Malevolent Shrine he could feel Yuji coming back. But speaking of Malevolent Shrine and this thing's durability, well, the Mahoraga survived the Malevolent Shrine. A Malevolent Shrine that ate the entire city. Now Sukuna speculates it adapted to slashing attacks in general. And whether it did or not, well, the truth is, we don't know. What we do know is that even if this thing only got 50% meat grindered, its regeneration started likely during Malevolent Shrine. And not only was it
Bro.
regenerating, from the looks of it, it was regenerating its curse tool. The Mahoraga is equipped with the Sword of Extermination, a curse tool laced in positive cursed energy that is so strong it was supposedly able to one-tap Sukuna if he was a cursed spirit. And
Bruh.
considering this came from the mouth of Ryomen Sukuna, I'm fairly confident in saying this thing deletes every cursed spirit we've seen in the series so far. And as
For
if
sure.
cursed spirit erasure from reality isn't good enough, the Mahoraga is also capable of utilizing its own cursed energy reinforcement to increase its strength. And realistically,
Damn.
if this thing is able to manipulate cursed energy flow, the Mahoraga should also be able to perform things like a Black Flash. But now, let's talk about the real power of the Apex Shikigami, the ability to adapt to any and all phenomena. And this is the best form of regeneration we have seen so far in the series. This thing makes Reverse Curse Technique look
Imagine
like
that.
Walmart brand regen. With Reverse Curse Technique, you are always one unfortunate de-braining away from instant death. But this thing gets cleaved straight down the skull and gets right back up. And while this is only partially displayed by its adaptation against this mantle, its adaptation is very unlikely to stop at regeneration. It is heavily implied that an untamed Mahoraga killed a 6 Eyes Limitless user. Unless this thing won in a war of attrition and just...
I heard that in the beginning of the video. It killed a 6 Eyes Limitless user. That's like what Gojo has, right?
Unless this thing won in a war of attrition and just slammed into Limitless until the 6 Eyes user got too tired to keep up the wall, I expect the Mahoraga's adaptation played a major role. Because this was an untamed Mahoraga, so there's no way it was taking advantage of a sure hit effect from a domain expansion of a 10 Shadows user. So this adaptation is powerful. Not flawless, but exceptionally versatile. If you are unable to one-tap this thing, or you lack utility in your curse technique, you are just going to fucking die. And speaking of dying, let's talk about Buddhism, and how it relates to the Mahoraga, and what I think its true power might actually be. Because this thing's Great Wheel of Fortune is in fact a Dharma Chakra. The Dharma Chakra is one of the most important symbols in Buddhism, because it represents the Noble Eightfold Path, and the Sila in the Mahoraga's title represents 3 stages of this Eightfold Path, specifically right speech, right action, and right livelihood. And considering this thing showed up and immediately punched Megami through a building, that doesn't sound like right action to me, so you can probably see why this is called Divergent Sila. But how does this all relate to the Mahoraga achieving its true power? Well, not only is the Mahoraga related to the Dharma Chakra, but also the 10 Sacred Treasures, which are partially represented by the other 9 Shikigami in the 10 Shadows. And in mythology, when all 10 treasures are used together, they are able to cure any illness and bring the dead back to life. Now, I'm not going to speculate on the literal interpretation of this because things are almost never one-to-one in Jujutsu Kaisen, but this will probably give Mahoraga extra hacks and maybe bring back some Shikigami. And in Jujutsu Kaisen, when Shikigami die, they pass on their traits to the other Shikigami. However, contrary to popular belief, not all Shikigami are inherited via Totality, because however cryptic it may be, there are separate rules when Shikigami inherit other Shikigami. So don't expect to see a Max Elephant Toad Serpent. But what exactly is the Mahoraga? Because this thing is not your average Shikigami. It's been stuck in the Shikigami Pokeball for what's probably been hundreds of years. And up until very recently, it presumably had a 100% win rate and just came out to Team Wipe. Now, Mahoraga is only one name for this thing. Another is Makara, one of the 12 Divine Generals, which are Yaksha, or usually benevolent nature spirits of the Buddha of Healing. But Quirkle Shinobi, what on earth does any of this have to do with the true power of the Mahoraga or power scaling? Well, the same way the Mahoraga itself is not a direct copy of the Yaksha, I do not believe the 10 treasures will be a direct copy as well. Because Japanese mythology has quite a few sacred treasures. Some of them you may have heard of, like the Yada Mirror and the Kusanagi Sword. But I'm mainly going to talk about the Kusanagi Sword, because this was a sword found in the tale of Yamato no Orochi, which I have talked about many times on this channel. But what's one more, because it was a giant 8-head serpent dragon thing. But in Jujutsu Kaisen, it was probably just a Shikigami, or maybe even a dude. And unlike in mythology, instead of Susanoo killing this thing, it sounds like Sukuna was the one to punk this big serpent. But the same way it is theorized that the 10 sacred treasures may combine to create the 3 sacred treasures, 2 of which I've just mentioned here, I believe the representation of this in Jujutsu Kaisen will be the totality of the Shikigami. And the true power of the 10 Shadows lies specifically in the totality of the Mahoraga. That the Mahoraga is far more than just the Floyd Mayweather of Shikigami. It is the pseudo-leader of the 10 Shadows. It's often overlooked that this thing came with like a whole pet store, and its full capabilities likely lie in the Chimera Shadow Garden. And while we are about to see a souped up, curse energy infused demonic version of the Mahoraga pop out in chapter 218, I believe we will not see the full power of the Mahoraga and the Ten Shadows until we see Megumi Fushigiro's complete Chimera Shadow Garden. Because Sukuna is very strong, this is not his technique, and he's the king of freeloaders. And domain expansions are tied to the individual's soul, and he is trying to sink Megumi's soul into nothingness. So hopefully we can all respect the Mahoraga. Scaling to 15-finger Sukuna puts you in the top of the verse in Jujutsu Kaisen, and that is just the reality as of chapter 216. The closest thing to a dad this thing has ever had was Ryomen Sukuna himself. If the Mahoraga doesn't blitz one-shot you, you're stuck dealing with the adaptation. I speculate that Sukuna is going to lose some of his smaller Shikigami in a battle against Gojo or something. And only after that will we see Mahoraga achieve its totality. And the full power of the Ten Shadows. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe you learned something new about the Mahoraga.
That is crazy, bro. That is crazy. The Mahoraga looks insane, though. I can't, bro. It's probably going to be a while until we get there, but when it comes to the anime, you know what I'm saying? But damn, I can't wait, bro. Anyways, KZ fam, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love y'all. Stay positive, stay healthy, and most definitely keep that strong mentality, man. Out.